You are listening to the Central Indiana Sports Report, episode 127.2.3, the Girls Basketball Week in Review for Pendleton Heights, Delta, Yorktown, Kokomo, Muncie Central, Marion, Anderson, and Lapel, with interviews with Yorktown head coach Leigh Anne Bargie, Kokomo head coach Haley Peckinpaugh, and Lapel head coach Zach Newby.
You're listening to the Central Indiana Sports Report with your host, Greg Mengelt.
Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Whenever you've chosen to listen to the Central Indiana Sports Report, we wish you a Merry Christmas. Today is December 23rd, 2024. It's a Monday, so it's another day for the Central Indiana Sports Report. I'm your host, Greg Mengelt, coming to you from headquarters in Jeffersonville, Indiana. Producer Susie is in the control room, looking cute as ever. Welcome to the Central Indiana Sports Report Girls Basketball Week in Review for the Hoosier Heritage Conference, the North Central Conference, and our only independent team, Lapel. Coming up, we'll have reports on Pendleton Heights, Delta, Yorktown, Kokomo, Muncie Central, Anderson, Marion, and Lapel. I also spoke with Yorktown head coach Leigh Anne Bargie, Kokomo head coach Haley Peckinpaugh, and Lapel head coach Zach Newby on Monday about their team's final week before the Christmas break and their seasons as a whole. We will have 7 more segments coming up for our week in review for both boys and girls. We're breaking them up because we have so much content that it would be a 3-hour podcast, but mostly because I just want to get them out as I get the interviews done. Coming up later today, I will be releasing our Girls Basketball Week in Review for the Hoosier Conference at Tipton, Hamilton Heights, and Western, the Hoosier Heartland, which is Eastern, Taylor, Sheridan, and Tri-Central, and our only Three Rivers Conference team, Northwestern. On Tuesday, we will have 3 Boys Basketball Week in Review segments. At 5 a.m., we will have the CIC, the Mid-Eastern Conference, and Lapel. At 9 a.m., we will have the Hoosier Conference, the Hoosier Heartland, and Northwestern. And at 1, we will release our Boys Basketball Week in Review for the North Central Conference, the Hoosier Heritage, and the Pioneer. We will wrap up Tuesday's Week in Review extravaganza with the CIC, Mid-Eastern Conference, and the Pioneer Conference. Then on Christmas morning, we will release our Boys Basketball Top 20 Power Poll and our weekly honors, including Player of the Week, Team of the Week, etc., at 5 a.m., and our Girls Basketball Power Poll and weekly honors at 9 a.m., when we name our girls' top performances of the week. We don't expect you to be spending Christmas Eve and Christmas Day listening to the Central Indiana Sports Report, but it's a podcast, so you can listen whenever you want. And also, if you do spend Christmas Eve or Christmas Day with us, we thank you for spending such a special time with the Central Indiana Sports Report. We will also have lots of other podcasts during the week. We'll do some Pacer stuff, college football, of course. Plus, don't forget about Will Rutherford's 5 questions that need answers. Love doing that every week. We start today with the Hoosier Heritage Conference because it has our local team with the best conference record, plus 2 of our 3 local teams in that conference go head-to-head on Monday night. Pendleton Heights is 7-6 overall and 3-1 in the Hoosier Heritage Conference. They lost to Fishers 48-47 at home on Monday. It was their 3rd loss by 1 point or 2 this season. Then they defeated North Central 48-46 at home Saturday. Senior Casey Warfel had herself a night, 19 points for a total of 1,777 for her career, passing Susan Lester as the program's all-time leading scorer. Oh, she also blocked a shot at the buzzer to preserve the win. The Arabians will have a chance to win consecutive games for the first time since November 16th, when they go to 6-4 Yorktown on Monday for an HHC contest. Then they're off till January 2nd when they go to 7-5 Jay County, before the Madison County tournament and a date with Lanaya Wills and the Lapel Bulldogs in the opening round on Monday, January 6th. Delta is 9-4 overall, 3-2 in the conference. The Eagles have won 5 of their last 6 and are oh so close to being 11-2, if not for 2 losses in the final seconds earlier this season. On Tuesday, they defeated Eastbrook 59-26. They led 16-3 after one quarter and 34-10 at the half. They eventually stretched the lead to 43 points in the fourth quarter. Junior Griffin Knight had 20 points. She was 7 for 14 from the field, 3 for 7 from behind the three-point line. She also had 7 rebounds, 3 steals, 2 assists. Juniors Addison Barnes and Jillian Barr both had 11 points in the win. Barr also had 6 rebounds, 5 assists, and 3 steals, and 3 block shots. Barnes also contributed 4 rebounds, 3 steals, and 3 assists. The Eagles then got a big 63-54 win at Greenfield Central on Saturday. Both Michelle Garman and I picked Delta to lose that one. It's the only game both of us got wrong all week in our girls' basketball picks. Delta's next game is Tuesday, January 7th, when they go to 1-2 Blackford. Yorktown is 6-4 overall, 1-1 in conference. They won 59-41 at Mississinawa on Wednesday. The Tigers took control in the second quarter with an 18-7 advantage and led 32-18 at the half. Junior Lily Sylvester had a big night with 24 points. She was 11 for 18 from the field, 2 for 4 from deep, and also had 6 rebounds. Freshman Riley Johnson continues her impressive freshman season with 12 points and 4 rebounds. Sophomore Alexis Fields had 6 points and 8 rebounds. As we mentioned earlier, Yorktown hosts 7-6 Pendleton Heights on Monday in a key Hoosier Heritage Conference game. Then Friday, they are at a 4-team tournament at Greenwood, where they'll face 7-5 Triton Central at 10 a.m. Then they'll face either 6-5 East Central or 0-12 Greenwood. Friday at 6 or 8. 6 for the consolation game, 8 if they win and make it to the championship. Earlier Monday, I spoke with Yorktown head coach Leigh Anne Bargie about her team's week and their season so far. Well, Coach, it's hard to believe, but it's just over a month left in the regular season. How are you feeling about your team at this point in the season?
Well, you're right. It is hard to believe. It's went really, really fast. As far as the team, I think we played well in certain games, and then some games we didn't. So I'm hoping that we had a good game against Mississinawa, and I'm hoping that we can carry that into this evening and the rest of the season.
Yeah, you have a big win this evening. You're against Pendleton Heights, very good team.
Yeah.
They're 7-6, but you should not be judging them on their record.
No, not at all. They're a really good team, and they're physical. They have some great players. They're just a good team, and they're gonna come into our gym tonight, and it's gonna be physical, and it's gonna be a fun game. I just hope the girls are ready.
You're not giving your girls off any time for Christmas, are you? You got Pendleton
Yeah.
Heights, and then you come right back right after Christmas with 2 games in one day.
Yeah, we always wanted to do a holiday tournament, so the situation came about that we could do that, so we went for it. And then Pendleton Heights, we kind of struggled trying to find a night that worked for both teams, so that's kind of how it got to be the 23rd. But yeah, they don't get a lot of time off, but the week after they will, because we don't play again, I think, until the 4th. So
Good. They've deserve a little break.
they
Coach,
do.
name a player or two for me who has stood out for you through this part of the season as someone who's developed their game.
Well, so there's a couple people that come to mind. I hate to just pick one, but there's Mrs. Consistent is Claire Hazen. She's my senior, so you may not see her stats. You're not going to see it through the stats. What you're going to see with her is the fact that every single game she comes and plays hard. And that's what I love about her. Lily Sylvester, she had that concussion early in the season. So now she's really starting to turn it on. We hope she really turns it on tonight. And then we've got Alexis, and she's played well consistently throughout the season. And then Riley. Now Riley Johnson is our freshman, and I felt like the past couple days, maybe the game is starting to slow down a little bit for her, and she's starting to adjust. Because I mean, it is a big step from 8th grade to varsity. I mean, even going to JV is a big
Right.
step, but she
Yes.
skipped that and went right to varsity. So, those. And there's others. Don't get me wrong, but those four come to mind real quick about you know how we started and where we're at right now.
And what do you hope to see from your team here in the final 10 regular season games of the season?
Well, I'd really like to see us play 4 quarters. And it seems like we put together a good half, or we start fast and then we second half, or I don't know what happens. And the opposite, that we start slow and we do well the second half. We just need to play consistently and limit our turnovers.
Now we go to the North Central Conference, where Kokomo is 9-3 overall, 2-1 in conference. They won at Hamilton Heights 58-37 on Tuesday. Junior Eliana Stewart has had a big week. She started it with 17 points on 7-11 shooting, 7 rebounds, and 4 steals in the win over Hamilton Heights. Senior Michaela Drake had 16 points, 5 steals, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists. Senior Reagan McLean, 11 points and 4 rebounds. And freshman Jordan Brown had 9 points, 4 rebounds, 3 steals, and 2 assists. On Friday, the Wildcats got a big win over rival Marion for a North Central Conference victory. That final score was 56-44. Kokomo led 34-19 at the half before being outscored 25-22 in the final 16 minutes. Stewart and sophomore Satara Scott led the team with 14 points apiece. Stewart also had a team best 8 rebounds and 5 block shots. Junior Amara Stroman had 6 points, 6 rebounds, and 4 assists. After Christmas, Kokomo goes to the Wings and Rings Winter Classic at Northeastern. It's an 8-team tournament. 3 games will be played on Friday and Saturday by every team. They open the 27th versus 8-4 Wayne at 2 p.m. Then on Saturday, they will play either 7-4 Shelbyville or 2A number 3 and unbeaten Northeastern in the second round. Earlier Monday, I spoke with Kokomo head coach Haley Peckinpaugh about her team's progress. Coach, wins over Hamilton Heights and Marion. Pretty good way to head into the Christmas break.
Yeah, I thought, one game on the road Tuesday, and then we had played at home for a boy-girl doubleheader Friday. I thought we had 2 really good chances to go into Christmas 2-0 this week, and so we took care of business, and we got to get some wins.
I know the offense hasn't quite been where you want it to be, but the defense continues to thrive, doesn't it?
Yeah, Friday night against Marion, they have 2 really talented freshmen, who are both 6 foot, and for most teams, they would cause them some problems, and they definitely did, by all means, I will tell you that. But we got better on Friday night defensively. We continually get better. We always have somebody step up who wants to get a stop, and defense is going to lead our offense. And if we can keep playing really good defense, then hopefully our offense will follow.
Looks like a really good week for Eliana Stewart.
Yeah, she's been playing great. She's been doing not just scoring, but making the right read defensively, getting clutch rebounds, just doing all the things that we've asked her to do. She's going to be a really good player. She works hard, and I just love to see her play her best basketball in the next 3 or 4 weeks.
She is a stat stuffer for sure.
Yeah, there's 4 stats that she just always is gonna. I mean, she had five blocks on Friday. I mean, it's just, she's gonna do the things that she can do to help us win the basketball games. And we have a lot of kids like that, which is really nice to have, and they all play really hard, and that's why we're still winning games, even though our offense isn't where we need it to be. So we'll get there.
Muncie Central is 7-5 overall, 1-2 in the North Central Conference. The Bearcats defeated Clinton Central 46-41 at home Tuesday for their 6th win of the year after going 2-20 last year. The Bearcats lost 58-57 at Anderson on Friday. It was Anderson's first win of the season. But the Bearcats bounced back to defeat Union 54-27 Saturday for their 7th win of the year. The schedule gets much tougher from here on out for Central, starting at home Monday against 11-1 Wapahani. Marion is 5-7 overall and 1-2 in the North Central Conference. They won 49-41 at New Haven on Tuesday to end a 3-game losing streak. The Giants held New Haven to 29% shooting. They led by 14 points through 3 quarters. Freshman Naomi Hines had 18.7 rebounds and 4 steals. Freshman Jaylee Townsend had 15 points, 14 rebounds, 3 steals, and 2 assists. Man, those two are going to be a handful for the next 3.5 seasons. Senior Mezzie Allen had 7 points, 5 steals, and 3 assists. And senior Shania Scott, 6 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, and 3 steals. Marion lost 56-44 at Marion on Friday. Hahn and Townsend combined for 39 of the Giants' 44 points. Hahn had 23, and my Elwood education tells me Townsend had 16. The Giants are at the Casey Pollins Memorial Tournament at the famed Tiernan Center in Richmond on Friday and Saturday for an 8-team 3-game tournament. They open Friday at 3 p.m. against 8-4 Connorsville, and the second round on Saturday morning at 10 a.m. They will face either 4-7 Richmond or 9-3 Purdue Inglewood. The other side of the bracket features 2A number 2 Alexandria, 6-4 Charlestown, coached by legendary Scott Matthews, 5-7 Ben Davis, and 5-6 Jackson Dell. The final round will be played Saturday at 2 and 3:30. Anderson is 1-12 overall, 1-3 in the NCC. They lost 65-36 at Warren Central on Monday, falling to 0-11 for the first time in program history. Then on Friday, the Indians ended the drought with a 58-57 dramatic home win over rival Muncie Central. That will be a candidate for the Central Indiana Sports Report Win of the Week, the episode that we release on Christmas morning. Again, please don't ignore your family to listen to the Central Indiana Sports Report. But if you listen to the Central Indiana Sports Report, we will love having you with us. And again, it's a podcast you can listen anytime. We recommend first thing on the 26th. Next week, Anderson is at the Rascals Fun Zone Holiday Tournament at Whiteland. That's a 2-game tournament, both games played on Friday. The Indians start against 4-9 Whiteland at 10 a.m. In the final round, they will play either 6-6 Tri-West or 12-1 Bloomington South. They'll play at 4 if they win their opener, 6 or if they lose their opener, 4 at 6 for the championship if they win their opener. Man, that was not as easy as to say as it should have been. And our only independent team, Lapel, is suddenly on fire. The Bulldogs are 9-5 overall. They won 60-56 at Eastern Hancock on Tuesday. It was the first loss of the season for Eastern Hancock. Junior Lanaya Wills, 29 points, 12 rebounds, and 4 assists. Sophomore Jane Armington had 12 points. Junior Sophie Goodwin, 10 points. Sophomore Layla Dawson had 7 points, 3 assists, and 2 rebounds. Then the Bulldogs came back on Thursday and beat Monroe Central 48-39. Wills had 32 points and 26 rebounds. I'd tell you that she's a candidate for the Central Indiana Sports Report Player of the Week, but and we hate giving the award to the same players over and over, but I'm pretty sure she's going to be our Player of the Week. The Bulldogs are off until Thursday, January 2nd, when they host 6-6 Winchester. On Monday, I spoke with Lapel head coach Zach Newby about his team's 5-game winning streak. Besides Lanaya obviously taking her game to a whole another level, what's been the biggest difference in probably your couple best performances of the season last week?
I would just say confidence from the other kids. Just, it's easy for me to, tell them things they're capable of doing, but until they see it for themselves, it's hard for them to believe it. So I think they're starting to get that belief and that confidence, and
All right, Coach. We got cut off there. We were talking about your 5-game winning streak and the way your team's been playing.
Right. Yeah, I think we're playing with a lot of confidence right now. Obviously Lanaya has been special, but I think everybody knows that. So, the key for us is everyone else, all roles on this team are important if we want to, accomplish some goals we've got for ourselves at the end of the season. And, those kids are finally starting to trust their preparation and play with a lot of confidence. And, that's translating into wins.
So you went into the Eastern Hancock game with a 3-game winning streak, but that one kind of changes things, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think so. That's a team. I had never beaten Eastern Hancock in my career.
Wow.
We've had some pretty good teams, and obviously they're a solid team, and they came in 10-0, and I think they had won 20 some games in a row at home. So I just think for us, just that mental of going into someone else's place and a really good team and executing a game plan, and that game plan winning, puts a lot of trust and confidence in everyone across the board. Them and me and the other coaches and us and them and executing game plans and them and themselves and their teammates. So, yeah, all around that was a very good win for us.
Then another couple weeks before your next game at home against Winchester on Thursday, January 2nd. What's the plan between now and then?
Rest. We're gonna get a long break. I'm giving them some time off. Just the basketball season is a grind. It's we've got almost everyone on our team is a multi-sport athlete, so they're coming into basketball right from something else. So they need a mental and physical break, and so do I. And so just enjoying some time with family, and then after Christmas we'll get back in the gym and start preparing for Winchester and the county tournament.
And this year in particular, you had your soccer team play for a long time. Your volleyball team played an extra week. Yeah, so and you've got girls from both those teams.
Yeah. We won first ever um, soccer sectional, which this is only our third year for girls soccer. And then our first ever volleyball sectional in the history of the school. So it was new territory for us. But that's what we want.
Exactly. Yeah.
We want winners, and winning breeds winning, and I didn't mind that at all. I'm a huge supporter of all of our athletic programs, obviously. So I want everybody to win, and obviously it didn't affect us in a negative way at all. So and we got a lot of kids on our team who have won a lot of championships, and I think that's going to help us come tournament time.
Absolutely. 1 month left in the regular season. Hard to believe. What do you want to see from your team in January?
Just continued growth in themselves and confidence. I think they all know that the coaches and I are going to put them in good positions to win. We're going to prepare the best we can, and so all we need them to do is go out and try to execute that game plan the best they possibly can. You can't really ask more of a kid, and so and hopefully, if you can do that and your shots fall, then you're going to have a good chance of winning. So hopefully that's the case.
Thank you so much to Coach Newby and Yorktown head coach Leigh Anne Bargie and Kokomo's Haley Peckinpaugh. And thanks to Susie for producing from the control room. But most of all, thanks to you for listening. Please go like, subscribe, or follow, and tell a friend. The Central Indiana Sports Report is a product of ITG Media. And I love Susie.